Alright guys, so I'm here today to give you my thoughts on Fairy Tail 2018, episode 26. And guys, this episode was actually very intense. So first, let's go backwards today with this review. So the first major point I want to make in this episode is that Brandish has actually convinced August the Wizard King to actually talk to Natsu and Lucy about ending the war between Fairy Tail and Alvarez peacefully, and August finally agrees, even though he still tries to remind Brandish that this is basically committing the ultimate act of sin and treason uh, 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 against His Excellency, the Black Wizard Seraph. And again, Brandish basically states that she doesn't want her country to 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 just be associated with war and destruction and death, but 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 before a, a, any talks of peace can basically begin, Mist takes control of Brandish and basically stabs stabs August right through the chest, and it looks as though Miss plan to basically take out August succeeds, but then August after a short period of time actually gets back up, even though his wound should have been enough to kill him, and then he starts to have this sort of Dragon Ball Z like type of transformation, where he starts to release this massive amount of magic energy, and he says, Brandish, now you're going to pay for what you've done. And even though we don't see any more of um, uh, uh, August, Natsu, or Lucy for the rest of the episode, guys, I think August is about to open up a serious can of whoop ass for on Brandish, Mist, Natsu, and Lucy for trying to take him out like that. And then we cut to Lady Eileen basically having a talk with Atnologia, and basically saying that this war has come to a crossroads, and I've been sent by the the leader of the Alvarez Empire, Lord Seraph, to basically try and take you out. And then Atnologia says, "Oh, is that Zera's plan? Does he intend to try and surpass me in power?" And then Lady Irene says that may be the case. And then Atnologia says something to the effect of, your intentions are noble for for a human." And then Eileen basically reminds Atnologia that, hey, you were once human yourself. And then Eileen basically unleashes her own form of the same red like magic power that that August had just unleashed as well, and it appears as though it's Algorath's version of fairy law, because it seems as though it engulfs basically everything within fairy tale, and then we cut to Kana, and Kana finally mastering a fairy grinder, and manages to free Mavis from her state of suspended animation. And then once Mavis finally wakes up after all that time basically in suspended animation, she says, "Boy, I'm gonna need a lot more time to recover than I thought. My muscles are basically useless." So yes, guys. Now Mavis can finally put an end to Seraph's reign of terror, and basically deal with him personally. And then we cut to and then, guys, I saved the most moving part of this review for last. Now, because I'm an anime only viewer of Fairy Tail, I don't know whether this will get rectified further in future episodes or not. But as of the recording of this video, Gashio basically sacrifices himself against the Grim Reaper to basically save Levy and the rest of Fairy Tail. And then as Gashio gets sucked into the portal with the Grim Reaper, because the Reaper basically opens the portal world to the underworld, saying, my death won't be in vain, you fools. I'm going to take you to the netherworld with me. And then Levy basically tries to save Gashio, even though she's basically been basically internally injured from the body bone, basically from the skulls that the Reaper unleashed on both Levy and Gashio in the last episode. So Levy's still coughing up blood, and what Gashio ultimately decides to do to kill the Reaper off before he opens the portal to the underworld is Gashio basically inhales all of the energy from the body particles, and basically turns into a steel dragon, and says to Levy, after he gets Panther Lily to basically hold her back. He's like, Levy, I'm doing this to protect you and the entire guild. I told you I was going to take you back to the guild, whatever it took, and basically I'm doing this as a way to thank you, Levy, because you turned a no good piece of a scum of a guy like me into somebody that actually finally learned to truly care about other people. So yes, people, Gagio basically sacrificed himself to save Levy as a thank you because Levy basically changed Gagio's mind but by basically peeling back that iron that iron persona that Gagio had, what you're basically saying to not give a fuck about anybody or anything, and then right before the portal to the underworld closes, Gagio basically tells Wendy, "You were the one I envision myself settling down with, and maybe even having a family with, and you and the rest of our guild basically showed me what it was like to basically be a part of a family and to actually make a positive difference in the world." And then it basically shows Gagio is basically sucked into the portal, and obviously Levy as well as Lily are basically super sad, and that's basically what happens, guys. So again, a very bloody and honorable move by Gagio, sacrificing himself, much like Vegeta did in Dragon Ball Z, sacrificing himself to ultimately protect the 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 person that basically changed him from a guy that basically had a heart of pure darkness to somebody that actually had a good heart, and he just needed the proper guidance to let that honorable side of him come out. So I do have a feeling somehow, some way, we will see Gagio return from the netherworld again. But just in case we don't, thank you, Gagio, for everything that you've done for Fairy Tail. And that was a very, very honorable sacrifice.